Hi guys, welcome to Talent, and today is our talk show episode 1 for this year 2021. How are you guys doing today? How's your progress in journey of year 2021 so far? Well, we hope you're doing great. We are here today to make it a better and fruitful for you and your beloved ones. Many of us have, especially the young talent who just about to expand their wings in their career, have this question running in their mind, especially after the heat of pandemic COVID-19. Am I in the right part of my career? How can I secure my future? If you have this question in your mind too, don't be hesitate to be with us today as we have insightful support to guide you. Before that, quickly, like, follow and share this Facebook Live to all your friends, family, and ensure this reach to all those that are in the same boat with us. On the key highlights in today's session, be a top talent in big data. Today, we have invited our guests who are the industry expert, will be sharing the tips, insight, experience about the job market in Industry Revolution 4.0. Our objective of this talk show is we want every individual in this committee to upgrade and grow themselves in digital era to achieve their true potential. My name is Kalai and I'll be your moderator tonight. I hope you guys are coping well in CMCO. No matter whatever it is, let's do our best to embrace this new norm. Remember, the only constant in life is change. So let's continue forever, bringing this effort of embracing the new norm, and make sure, guys, do me another favor, continue to like, follow, and share this Facebook Live because we want more of your friends to enjoy and also to get wonderful insight from tonight's show. All right, so let us see who have joined us. Okay, so we can see quite numbers of your friends here. Right? Hi, Shireen. Okay, we see Shireen's here. How are you? How are you doing? Right? So we also have Mohammad Fazil. Right? So we also have Lita Oshin. Oh, that's a good. So we have also keep continue sharing this to your friends. We want more people to benefit from today's night because we have the expert there ready to give you a lot of insight tips and to make you sure that you're on the right path of your career, right? So if today I want to see that a lot of people they're going to gain tonight, are you the first comer or are you the first new person who actually joined our talent this year, 2021? If yes, please chat with us in the comment box. Please type 1 if you are new to talent, especially if you're enjoying this episode 1 for the first time. Right, type 1. Right? Can I see numbers of people type 1? Right? And if you, let's say you're already an existing committee members, don't worry, just type 2 so that we can see you in the comment box as well. Right? Okay, while you're doing this, right, we can see the numbers of people are joining. Keep getting your friends to join. Because the more people, the more you're going to enjoy it, right? So if there's a lot of newcomers, I want you guys also to share to your family members. Continue to share this Facebook Live. We want all of the people to benefit from this, okay? All right. So, all right. I've been wondering that you still have doubts. Some of you are still asking this. What is talent? What is this talk show all about? Do you want to know the answer? Well, let's go this. Let's do this. Okay, why don't you guys follow me? Let's check out this video together about talent.
In 2020, the unemployment in Malaysia rose to 826,000 individuals, and experts predict that it will continue to rise in the next coming years. Degrees alone will not be enough to guarantee a job. The only way to guarantee employment in the future is by reskilling and upskilling. That's why there's Talents, a social enterprise focusing on reshaping the future of your career. Talents prepares you for a lucrative career using a proven methodology to increase your professional values and employability. We first train and certify you with technical skills in line with the 4th Industrial Revolution and success skills such as data analytics, programming, digital leadership, and much more. Our career coach will then coach you to carry yourself better, improve your personal branding, and increase your professional values. To grow your career, we will place you in a community of professionally certified people to build new networks with people that can help you achieve your goals. All members of Talent's community enjoy benefits such as free event every month, fun get-togethers, and more. Through this ecosystem, we have created 600 professionals that are employed in various industries since early 2020. And more young professionals are choosing Talents to upskill, reskill, and grow their career. So, if you wish to take your career to the next level, join our community today and reshape your future.
Awesome effort, right? Now, without delaying further, let's move to today's topic, right? Today's topic is all about be a top talent in big data. We ran a survey among the committee of talents, and 50% of the participants have actually voted. They wanted to know how to attract big companies to hire them. Is it all about skills? Is it all about knowledge? Is it all about tools? We also have people, 20% of the groups wanted to know what are the key attributes to apply in big data in their working place. And there is also a 20% of the group of committee who are also asking these questions. Is it worth it for me to change my career from what am I doing now? Is it worth it for me to change to a career of big data? So, well, before that, to answer this, let me welcome the industrial expert, Head of Group Human Resource from Malaysian Industrial Development Finance Berhad, MIDF, Puan Sazalina Ahmad. Right, welcome Puan Saza.
Hi Kalai.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well, ma'am. It's an honor and blessed to have you today with us, ma'am.
It's a pleasure to be here, Kalai. Thank you very much.
Thank you also to you, ma'am. So, ma'am, we just entered this week after a weekend. So, how was your weekend, ma'am?
Well, now our weekend is different. So the new norm weekend, right? So we can't go out, but we have a lot of things to do at home. So I spend my time with my children, my family, doing house chores and all those things, buy groceries.
All right, that's a quality time, right?
Yeah,
that's a quality time. Yeah, correct. So, ma'am, without delaying further, because we have quite numbers of our audience here and they're quite interested and there's so much have to ask you today. So, I'm going to be the representative today to take up the questions and ask you where. Right. By the way, I would like to congratulate you on your position as a head of Group Human Resource in MIDF, right? And we also understand that you have 23 years of experience in human resource. That's a great numbers of experience, ma'am. Can you share with us your experience, ma'am?
That is a very accurate 23 years number that you gave, Kalai. Yeah. I graduated in 1997, so everyone can calculate my age now. And to tell you the truth, when I graduated in 97, I was clueless of what I wanted to do. I was thinking to myself, I have a bachelor's degree in one of the top universities in the world, but still it was so hard for me to find a job. Yeah, I went to many interviews, but employers wanted people with experience. So Kalai, it is no difference in what graduates nowadays are facing. I got my first job in human resource. I was lucky. I got my first job in human resource and I just grabbed it. I think my salary then was just, I think 1,300. It was not as much as what my friends were getting, but that is enough. That was really enough. And I started in human resource and I fell in love in HR from then. I mean, I've never fell out of love of HR, you know. So I think the satisfying of seeing people grow in their career and also in their lives is so satisfying beyond words. I can't describe it.
That's awesome, ma'am. But surprisingly, that we also understand from your profile that you have 9 years experience in Petronas, which is oil and gas industry. And you also have 3 years experience in Burger King, which is multinational chain of hamburger fast food restaurants. And another 3 years in MIDF, which is financial services, right? So my questions to you, ma'am, how was your experience of hiring, recruitment, planning in the street industry, which is different, totally different?
Well, the beauty of being in HR, Kalai, you can explore any industry. right? So yes, you are right. So I've been in various industries. I was in services, manufacturing, in fact, oil and gas, F&B, and now in financial industry. And if you talk about hiring, I've always hold on to the same principle, the same philosophy, which is do it right the first time. That means you have to hire the right talent, the right people. Yeah, I always look at the wholesomeness of a person. Qualification, technical capabilities are important, but attitude or the behavioral competencies are more important. We can teach technical, but it's difficult to teach people on how to behave. Yeah,
That's good.
that's what. Yeah.
All right. That's great sharing, ma'am. Ma'am, follow with the questions of, now we just finished about recruitment. So talking about now the effort of retaining staff. What are the difference within the street industry? Are the strategies of retaining staff are the same within the street industries?
The portfolios are different, Kalai. The talent portfolios are different. If you talk about technical people, engineering, Petronas, well, we have to see what attract them, what would make them stay. You know, if you talk about F&B in Burger King, what attract them and make them stay may be different. So we have to look at the profile of the talents in respective industries. You know, like manufacturing, we look at production workers. Their motivation is different than oil and gas. So it's different. So that's where HR as a basic is the same, but we have to adapt to the respective industries. That's why it's important for HR to understand what the industry is all about, understand what the company is all about. So that's the art of human resource.
That's just beautiful arts, because I believe HR have to do customizations by job role as well, right? Right.
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
we understand that MIDF or management, MIDF have come out with this initiative which called as Management Associate Program or Honor League Program under MIDF. Could you mind elaborate to us further this initiative, ma'am?
Yeah. Management Associate Program is a 12 months program where we hire fresh graduates from top 100 universities in the world with top results. So it's a program, it's like a management trainee program. So during the program, we provide them with trainings, we provide them with skills, and we provide them mentors and coaches as well to help them grow. And we will see whether or not they actually match the manpower requirement that we have in MIDF. So it's a 12 months program, Kalai. We don't have Honor League anymore. Honor League is basically more into the top talent program to retain people in MIDF. We don't have that program anymore right now.
All right. Ma'am, that's a very solid experience shared to us today, and we are truly inspired hearing it. We also want to hear from you, what are the current employment trend in Malaysia labor market, ma'am?
Yeah, you know, MIDF Research is our in-house research house under MIDF Amanah Investment Bank Berhad. They issued an economic review report in March this year. And the report indicated a temporary weakness in the labor market due to MCO 2.0. Unemployment rate increased, Kalai, in January to 4.9%. As the labor market weakened, right, when we know about MCO 2.0, the reintroduction of the restrictions of the movement, right? So the labor market weakened, but we foresee that it's going to improve. It's a temporary measure. Right now, we know that economics are slowly opening up. Jobs are slowly made more available in the market now. So we can see that it's gonna improve, Kalai. And I think during MCO 1.0, we saw industries like aviation, tourism, hospitality and retail were badly hit, right? Because of the travel restrictions and closure of international borders. But now we are picking up, and the government has introduced the stimulus package such as wage subsidy, the employment insurance scheme, and reskilling and upskilling. So these will actually support employment to be more stable in Malaysia.
Could you able also to share to our viewers today, so which are the industry that is actively hiring now, and who are they?
Well, I can say that technology companies are hiring. If you go to any recruitment portal that we have online, I think technology companies are really hiring. Yeah, experienced talent in cybersecurity is in demand. Apps development, data scientists, data engineers, and digital marketing actually is very, very much sought after in 2021. Manufacturing, I think the hiring would be stable as long as the manufacturing companies are resilient and agile to change caused by COVID-19. Job in manufacturing would be more automated, more digital elements. Hence, talents in manufacturing needs to have a strong digital skills to adapt to this change. And we would be able to see that manufacturing companies may also look at hiring software engineers, cybersecurity experts, and other technologies. Another industry that I can see growing is actually logistics, supply chain. It is also another industry that is growing now. If you talk about financial industry, during the earlier MCO, um, most banks have actually gone slow in hiring at the beginning of MCO because it was uncertain, including MIDF. But now we have started hiring. MIDF, we did not stop hiring. We hire critical positions even during MCO, and we are still actively doing so. We hire talent, experienced talent, and also we open up opportunities for fresh graduates, like you mentioned, the Management Associate Program. We also have another program, Kalai. We call it Graduate Apprentice Program. So Graduate Apprentice Program is a program where we hire fresh graduates from any universities. So during the program, we have similar program to management associates. So we put them on the job and we give them all the skills that they need to be employed if they were not employed by MIDF. So this is to prepare the employability, to increase the employability rate of graduates in Malaysia. So we train them on the job. So if we feel that they are good and they are suitable vacancies in MIDF, we can automatically absorb them as permanent employment. So it's like an automatic probation, I would say, because we can see them on the job. We can actually look at how they behave and whether they have the behavioral competencies that we look for in MIDF. So graduate apprentice program is another program that we are very proud of.
We are so glad to hear this. MIDF has actually come up with so much of initiative, and I'm glad that actually our committee is actually hearing this as well. So there's a good news coming that from them that they know the markets is actually recovering. So the works actually space actually opened back again, and the hiring is actually improving. So ma'am, we have heard great stories about Malaysia Industrial Development Finance, Berhad. Right, can you share to us some of the insight how MIDF is planning its strategic direction? Where is the core of the group headed the core business of investment banking, development finance, and also asset management, ma'am?
Okay, Kalai, do you know that MIDF has been in existence since year 1960? This 30th March, we are going to turn 61. Yeah, so we are a very mature organization. MIDF was incorporated mainly for the purpose of financing manufacturing-based SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, as part of Malaysia's post-independence strategy to accelerate development of the industrial sector. You just imagine back then. And right now, today, MIDF has evolved and transformed into a diversified group consisting of, like you mentioned, 3 core businesses: investment banking, development finance, and asset management. So we have gone this far. Now, what's next? MIDF aspires to be, and also envisioned by our shareholder, Permodalan Nasional Berhad, which is PNB, we aspire to grow into a digital bank. Well, now, I mentioned this to you before. There is no question of why do we want to be a digital bank. So the question of why is in the past. So now we have to be a digital bank, and how can we be different than other banks? So we have started the project, and we are going to launch our first digital product very, very, very soon. So I hope everybody stay tuned, and we will announce it soon.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Right. By the way, happy birthday also to MIDF, yeah? Hearing from 61 years old, right, is a huge number for us to witness, right? So, to move forward with the direction that you have mentioned, what are the criteria or the factors in the talent that you're looking to hire? I believe this question most of the audience are eager to know, because is it also matter about focusing only on the soft skills, or is it matter only focusing on the technical skills? I believe you have actually shared this earlier in the earlier questions, but could you maybe elaborate further? What are the actually talent, the attributes or the criteria they're looking from the talent?
Yeah. Okay. I would like to quote Professors Willem Smith and Xian Jin from Asia School of Business. Okay. Smart skills are co-developed with other humans. Sharp skills are co-developed with computers. But both skills are important. Let's talk about the sharp skills first. Yeah. Sharp skills where we develop with computers. MIDF is looking for talents with digital literacy. Talents who know how to use technology to process, evaluate, create, and present information. And also, we look for talent who possess skills in programming, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud, big data, cybersecurity, right? MIDF is also looking for talents who has the skills on data visualization. You know, how do we present data visually, the information visually, so that it can help deliberation and decision making at various levels. So yeah, these two skills are very important for MIDF moving forward, Kalai. Now, let's talk about the smart skills, or some people call it soft skills, right? We want people who have the ability to conceptualize, apply, analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information. That is called the strategic and critical thinking, right? And we want people who have learning agility, always hungry for ilmu, you know, ilmu, the knowledge, always hungry for ilmu.
Yeah,
likes to challenge status quo, right? Do not like to have the same process all the time. Very inquisitive, curious, ask questions, why and why not. You know, we don't want robots. We want people who ask questions and say, yeah, why not? Why do we do this? And well, why not? Why not this? Why not that? You know, so we are looking for talents who have that, you know, the learning agility. And communication is also important. You know, communication here is the ability to express him or herself well, able to present their views. You know, English is important as we write papers in English. We present papers, we represent to clients in English. We write reports in English. Okay, but don't get me wrong. I do not expect talents in MIDF to speak English like an American or British, Kalai. You know, but actually, kids nowadays, they speak American English. I think because of YouTube,
they do.
Minecraft or, you know, things like that. They speak American English, to my surprise.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not about what accent you speak. It's about whether or not you can converse and have conversation in English, whether you can express yourself in English. Actually, Kalai, we are Malaysians, right? English is not our first language.
Precisely.
We should be more ashamed if we cannot speak Bahasa Malaysia well when you were born and brought up in Malaysia. Betul tak? Kan?
Yep.
However, English is important.
Precisely,
so,
ma'am.
Yeah. So that's what we are looking for in MIDF.
Well, I can really see your very passionate, and I can really feel the energy here, right? So, but before that, Puan Saza, just hold on 1 second. I just have this one message to my viewers. Dear viewers, if you have questions to us or Puan Saza, and you need clarification from our expert today, please grab this opportunity to write in the comment box your question. Post your questions. We will grab the questions, and once again, we will try to filter it and then try to see how can we actually fit our expert to answer. Yeah, don't forget, please continue to share this Facebook Live more and more to your friends so that everybody can gain with us tonight together. Yeah. Right now, Puan Saza, thank you so much for staying with us tonight. Right, we have many eagerly wanted to hear from you today. So with that, I have next question to ask you. That a lot of people are impacted due to pandemic. Some lost their jobs, some even went through a salary cut, some even forced to take up more than one job to survive. Surprisingly, there's a group of people which nothing happened to them, right? So when coming to a recruitment exercise in organizations, does this pandemic also impacted the recruitment strategies? Please describe what is the condition of recruiting local workforce, new talent, pre and post of COVID, ma'am.
Well, okay, this is a new norm, right? We don't do interviews physically anymore. Everything is virtual. We don't do onboarding anymore. So what changes? Actually, many companies have embarked into something was almost impossible in the past. Well, at least I can speak for MIDF, which is working from home. It's amazing, Kalai. We couldn't even imagine that we can actually work from home. We are a bank, but we did. So COVID-19 has actually challenged us to be agile, resilient, and creative in managing our work. At MIDF, we only have 20 to 25% employees in the office since months ago, almost a year. 20 to 25% in the office. That's amazing. Now, to adapt to the new normal, Kalai, talents need to be independent. They cannot be spoon-fed anymore, right? They're going to work remotely. So they need to be a self-starter. So self-starter is they have to reach out, they have to ask questions, they need to learn fast, right? And they need to be technology savvy, because we work remotely, right? They have to be result-driven. So performance is measured not by how many hours you work in the office, but what results that you actually achieved. Yeah. And the most important thing is here, when we, in this new norm, when we work from home or we work remotely, it's very important for you to be able to manage stress. Actually, working from home can be stressful and demanding, that is difficult to build boundaries between personal and work, right? So it's very important that you stay connected with your colleagues and supervisors and ask for help. It's okay to raise up your hand and say, okay, I need help. It's totally all right. It doesn't show that you are weak, or it doesn't show that you are a bad employee. So you have to have, you need to have the human interactions. I still believe that human interaction is important, especially when we do coaching, mentoring, and all that. We still need meetings, physical meetings, once in a while to keep ourselves sane, Kalai. So talent, we talk about pre-COVID and after COVID, post-COVID. I think we need talents who are more independent. Technical skills are something expected, right? Other than that, people need to be self-driven, performance-driven, achieving results, independent, self-starter, initiatives. So those are talents that I think would be more successful in this new way of working.
Well, that's a great eye-opener, even to myself, right? So, by the way, ma'am, talking about, since we already touched about digital, right? The current stage of evolution is going on. We keep hearing this word, digital world, digital savvy, digitalizations. Yeah. So people like seeing, this kind of words are going everywhere, right? So can you maybe share to us, is there really demand for digital skills in this Industrial 4.0, ma'am?
There is demand. There is demand, because we are going for automation, right? So if you big data, we talk about big data, right? Big data is a massive amount of data of which cannot be stored, processed, or analyzed using traditional way anymore. Therefore, you need the skills and tools to manage big data, right? It is something that is required anywhere, being a data scientist or the data professionals, they call it, is required in any industry, even in HR. I would want to be able to know, to predict the success of this hiring, for example, right? So how do I use data for human resource? So I need a data person or data specialist in HR myself, you see. So it is a high demand.
I believe that hearing from your inputs, it's excited me to venture into digital skills my own. But can you specifically share, is there career opportunity for young people who have obtained professional certification in big data analytics? Are the demands for certified individuals is higher?
You need certification if you want to be data professionals. If you don't have the skill, it will be difficult. You can do it on the job, but it will be it will be more difficult. You have to put a lot more effort because you need to learn. So my advice, go and take the certification if you can. If you are a fresh graduate or you are still in college, try to look for syllabus that can help you develop your skills in data. If you are already working, you can talk to your HR and ask them, whether they can go to classes or send up for a certification program. And well, basically you have to convince them why you need a certification program, right? So
Precisely.
how are you going to use it? Yeah, how you are going to use it on the job. So yeah, so there's always way to do this.
Right, but hearing only the good part because the demand is there, I'm sure we also have to tell the audience or viewers that what are challenges and the future landscape for data scientists in Malaysia, man?
Well, there are a lot of challenges. There are companies who are still skeptical with data, right? They have been in existence for so long. Why do we need data? We always use judgment, right? So, there are many challenges. First you need to be able to gain the technical knowledge, and then you need to be able to present your data well, to convince the management in decision making and all that. And you also, another challenge I foresee is data could be all over the place. When you join the company, the data could be all over the place. So how do you gather all the data so that you can analyze the data better, right? So that is another, well, I foresee that many companies they have been doing things manually, right? So data are not stored in one centralized database. So how do you make sure that data is centralized so that you can do a better data journey, better data analysis, right? So that is one challenge I foresee. So I think what's needed is you have to strengthen your basics, your technical skills. And another thing I can see is when you join a company, you need to understand what the company does. You need to understand the business. You need to understand what the data says about the business. You don't answer the question what only and how only, but you also need to be able to answer the question what, the question why. Why is the business like this? Why? Where are we heading? What are the business objectives, and reasons have to be clear. So again, this is not only about being able to use Python or R or SQL or Tableau or Hadoop, something that I just learned. But how do you use it to make people who is non-technical to understand your data information? So I think that is the challenge, And again, like I mentioned, there are some people who are still skeptical about data. This is gonna take too long, So how do you convince that this is something that the company must do moving forward?
True enough.
Yeah.
That's great sharing, ma'am. Ma'am, going into a detail further, right? So I'm going to bring these questions up is that what are the technical knowledge or skill sets or even aptitudes that are prerequisites for rewarding careers in big data, ma'am?
I mentioned just now, like I mentioned, the technical skills, Python, R. I think you can't run away from that. You need the technical skills. You need to know how to use the tools to manage massive amount of data, right? So RStudio, Hadoop, C++, SQL, or whatever tools that you do to help you manage your data and conduct analysis. And of course, you need to love numbers, right? How can you manage data when you hate math?
I love numbers.
You love numbers, good. You need to love numbers. You need to love statistics. You need to love math, right? In order for you to be able to relate to numbers, And you need to be comfortable with data visualization. It's not just sitting in front of the computer, but how do you make people understand the data? You may understand, but the people that you present the data to may not understand. So how do you be comfortable with data visualization and strengthen your presentation and communication skills, right? I mentioned about this, presentation, communication, convincing. Right. How do you convince them, right? So again, learning big data is not only about learning the tools, but the most important is how the ability to connect information, ability to identify patterns and trends, able to trace the flow of information and the cause and effect of the information, right? So yeah, so I think, well, if you let me talk, I'll talk until tomorrow. So these are
Well,
all.
that's a useful insight, because if I can summarize back again based on what we have discussed just now, right? So I understand that, ma'am, purely technical skills does not give you any success or wins.
Yep.
In organizations. It's always combined with the soft skills, which is even digital communications, digital leaderships. You know, this kind of combinations of both skills will gel together, which that can perform, outshine a person or individual to be success in organizations, right?
You are right, Kalai. You are
All right. So, ma'am, thank you for attending all our questions. It's an honor to hear from you. But this is surely going to be an added value for our viewers tonight, right? But again, I'm saying this, that you have to hold on for a second, because what we have done is actually the pre-questions that actually prepared earlier during the registrations. We also have some questions that actually came out through our chat box, and there's many of them still interested to know more about the industry. So with that, ma'am, I have a question here asking that, if let's say a person who have in the field of engineering, right, electrical electronic engineering, the person would like to change his career, switch to, let's say, to data, big data, what will be your advice, ma'am?
And you know, okay, anybody can explore big data as long as you have the interest and you are willing to put the extra effort to learn. You know, if you're an engineer, actually your engineering background can be an added value to the big data. You understand engineering information, you understand the lingo, you understand the numbers, right? So you are able to relate the engineering data to other data or other areas, other departments. So yeah, so definitely can. If you're an engineering student, you want to do big data, I think it's very good. It's an added value. You know, you can put that in your CV, and your CV will be very, very attractive.
All right, thank you. Dear viewers, if you hear from answers from Puan Saza, she's keep giving answers for all your questions. We have more questions to come up for you. But before that, this is the questions that actually we collected during the event registration. But if in case you have more questions to ask, please just put in the comment box. We always can grab it. We will always share with her, right? So they can hear from the expert itself. Then we have the next questions, this is quite interesting questions, right? If it's happened to be that, in your opinion, right, talking about I'm a person who actually in admin, working in an admin assistant, and I find it's hard to secure a relevant job, because in all data science or analytics job requirement, they are asking for experience. Why don't company hire freshies? So I think this is a lot of questions that people are asking, right? I have the knowledge, but why don't hire the freshies? So this is the question they're posting here, ma'am.
Okay. The person who asked the question, I think one good thing about this person is you already have a job. You already have a job. Okay, you are an admin assistant. So now use that opportunity to let your company know that you have studied data, you have studied big data, and you are very interested in big data. You know, use where you are now, the place that you are in now, to you know, you can ask around if any departments or projects within the company that require someone with big data knowledge, right? Look at things closer to you. Like say, for example, in admin department. So how can you use big data? How can you use data in admin department to improve process efficiency, for example? You know, how do you reduce waste? How do you reduce number of papers? You know, what data can you use within admin department? You know, what data is available there that can actually benefit the company? So I think we start small, with something closer to you and you are more familiar with, rather than you look at other people's data. Admin data is your data. So I think that's where you should start.
All right, that's good sharing. So for those who have a lot of questions, not only related to admin assistants, it could be even you are maybe probably an accountant, or probably you can be a salesperson, maybe you can be even a customer service officer. So what Puan Shaza is referring here is take a small steps, you know, venture out, you know, in your organizations. If there's any opportunity for you to involve in these digital skill sets, please offer yourself. That's a small step that you can do yourself, because when you start to involve in this kind of projects, that's where you can have a beautiful CVs. You can share your experience that you have actually involved, right? So that's a great sharing, ma'am. Ma'am, I also have these questions where a banker who do not have any knowledge in big data, how can he start to involve in this area, and how he can shift his current role of business credit review officer, for instance, to data analyst or job related to big data? For instance, ma'am, because being in a bank, financial services, I'm very sure that if you are designated to a one role, right, even you have opportunity for you to to expand to new project, but you may not know what other projects actually are going on. So how do you think this person can actually involve himself in this kind of projects, ma'am?
If this person is a banker in my bank, I would have a conversation with him. I think first I would like to ask him or her, why do you want to shift? What's the reason? What makes you think that big data is something that you want to do, or you want to, something that you really want to get yourself into, and what have you done during your career as a business credit review officer, I think you said, right? That makes you think big data is what you prefer. So I will ask a lot of questions just to gauge whether it's just because because this person is very stressed or very angry about something, or whether this person doesn't like his boss, So it could be other underlying issues here, you see. So now, if we have established the strong interest in big data, then we can discuss about what is required for this person to embark into big data, right? Well, like I mentioned, I think you need to have the basic data analysis or data science skills. Get yourself certified while still being employed as business credit review. While doing whatever you're doing now, get yourself certified, learn, and then ask your supervisor or HR, like I said, talk to people, reach out and ask whether the bank can sponsor you to enroll into certification. This is where your negotiation and convincing skills come in. So what value, if you go to this certification, what value can you bring back to the bank, right? And how can the new knowledge in big data help improve the work process in credit management department, for example, or any other department? And I think, Carla, you mentioned it rightfully when you say that be involved in projects or other departments' initiatives that involve big data. That can make you learn faster, and that can actually make you more visible. People know you. This credit guy, actually he can do big data, so correct. Then people will invite you to be involved more. You see, so that you can grow slowly in big data. So
That's wonderful sharing, ma'am. So when talking about this, I'm also hearing now a lot of list of skills that they're talking. It's like communication skills, negotiation skills. But it's a good takeaway today from Puan Saza is that if you are even working in a job role that you are not exposed, first thing, if you want to improve yourself, speak to your supervisor, speak to your HR, because that's where you can actually have your communications with them. You can share your status with them. You can share what's your desire. So that's where negotiations came into the place. So that's a good sharing point, Saza. So Puan Saza, we have one more question here. I'm on a job hunt for more than a year. It's really hard for me to secure even one interview. What should I do to improve my chances of getting a call for interview and getting hired? It's a tricky one, yeah?
Well, it is a tricky one. Well, but it's a good question. It's a very relevant question. I had that question 3 years ago. Well, first, I think you have to make your CV attractive. You need to highlight your achievements, not only academic achievements. Okay. Highlight things that you have done other than school, other than college. What do you do? Okay, I'm going to tell you a secret. This is my style of looking at CVs, okay?
All right.
Well, it depends on who read your CV, right?
All right.
So when I look at CVs, I will look at, did this person work while waiting for SPM results, for example? What kind of job did he or she did? Did she or he do while waiting for SPM result? Was this just playing PUBG and Minecraft or what kind of job? It doesn't matter. And during semester breaks, did he or she actually do any other activities, any charity work, because all these can actually allow the recruiters to predict what kind of person. Of course, we need to validate this during interview. Validation during interview is something that we do, recruiters do, right? But how do we make yourself shortlisted first to the interview, right? And I also look at whether or not the person plays sports. What kind of sports? So from there, I can see whether this person is a loner. So he only play snooker, for example, or the person is a team player or so used to working together with other people that play football or futsal or volleyball, those kind of things. Well, I'm not saying one is better than the other, okay, Carla, don't get me wrong, right? There are jobs that require loners who work alone, like researcher, the thing and all that. So that's all right. And I'm not also trying to say that playing games, PUBG and all that is bad. No, actually it's good. You can, of course, don't sleep at 4 in the morning and miss your classes, lah. But it's good. It can actually stimulate your brain, and you can actually you can also improve communication because you talk to strangers on the laptop.
Precisely.
I've seen my kids doing that. I said, who are you talking to? So yeah. So this is what I look for in CV. So I think for the person who asked a question, you need to find a career coach. Talk to a career coach and see how your coach or your advisor can actually help you make your CV more attractive. Right. What keywords to highlight, in the CV.
Right. That's wonderful sharing. Viewers, just to let you know that I think a lot of people's, what they do when there's a gap between the employment, let's say like what Puan Saza said, if let's say after finish SPMs or after finish a diploma while they're waiting for results, probably, they may be working part-time. Most of them do not take an interest to put that experience in their resume. But if you're hearing from what Puan Saza said, that is where the values of an individual actually shown, where what other people are doing during the free time while they're waiting. Are they utilizing the time accordingly? Are they maximizing it? And a part of it also that not only looking into your paper qualification, it is also looking into your values. What are the added values that you're giving back to the society or giving back to yourself or to the community? So that is something that showing the added value, you are different from your competitors, right? So we also have this live hot questions, ma'am, right? So where one of the questions from Halimatul, who owns the data ethically? Is it the institution you're working with or yourself who analyze the data?
The data belongs to the company. Yeah. So the data, you cannot bring the data out of the company. That's very wrong, right? So the data belongs to the company. So your job is to analyze the data, find the flow, find the connections, and present it. Of course, it has to be aligned to the objective of doing the analysis, right?
Yeah.
It has to go back to the objective of doing this. So data belongs to the company.
Yeah, correct. So in a way, to elaborate back again what Puan Saza said, viewers, or Halimatul, what is she saying is that the skills, you own it, right? But when you're using the data belongs to technically to the organizations. So it is also right of the organizations to actually protect the data and also to secure the data. So we as a data analysts or data scientists, we have the skills where we use that to understand about bringing all the unstructured data into a place where meaningful, and we put into communications, into strategies for the market. Yeah, right, ma'am. We have also another hot questions, ma'am. Right, so there's a lot of people actually feeding you questions. So, but we try to take some. Right, what factors lead to major underpaid salary for talented employees in technology industry? Most of us, even in tech industry, grab any job opportunity, even the salary is underpaid, regardless fresh grads or experienced worker. This is from Fatin Pais. He's asking the questions is that, what are the leads or the major underpaid salary? What are the factors for underpaid salaries?
Wow, I don't have data to say whether it's underpaid salary or not. I think we have to normally when we determine whether it's the right salary to pay or not, we will do benchmarking and all that. So I don't have that data that data on how much technologies should be paid, right? But again, I think the company, well, it depends on the philosophy that the company used to hire, right? Some people, they hire at the lower entry level salary, but they grow faster, right? Some people, they prefer to attract as many as they can, and they give big pay, right? So it depends on what company. So I think for Fatin, right? Fatin asked a question.
Yeah, Fatin Faiz, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would need more information from her in order for me to answer the question, Kalai.
Probably, ma'am, you can actually look into this category where she also saying that is it right for her to grab whatever the job first, regardless the pay whatsoever, so that she can grab the opportunity, or else because if you want to get higher pay and it's all about experienced workers, they're going to get higher pay because of the experience.
Yes, if you ask me, just grab it. It's not easy to find a job now. Just grab it first. Grab it, gain experience, then you'll be more expensive after 3 years. You know, you can get a better job with better pay. You know, just grab it. It's not easy to find a job now. You know?
Precisely.
If you have been unemployed, you might as well just go for it, right? And go for it and take advantage of the job. You learn on the job. You learn from people around you. Then you have more valuable experience to put on your CV and to impress recruiters from other companies, right? But of course, you have to look at how the company developed you as well. So if, let's say, you join this company now, and with the lower pay, like you said, maybe the development is better, and the company is willing to invest into your training, your personal development, and all that. So then you might as well stay on and grab all this, you see, and become a specialist there. So again, it's difficult to answer, but like I said, just grab whatever you have.
But I guess you
don't be too choosy.
But I guess, ma'am, you have answered very well, because that's true enough that based on, I know that in industries, knowledge also, that probably, the underpay could be happen in the beginning stage. But however, the companies, believe in harvesting of the employee. So slowly, the learning can be actually improved. The person, like what you back again to the point you said, there's an opportunity of you continue to learn in the company. So when you learn the experience, you gain the experience. That's a valuable thing that you can't even gain from anywhere. So that's a good opportunity for you to grab it, and then learn as much as you can. You become more valuable than what you expected, right?
Yes, and also Carla, build network. So when you build your own network. So actually, networks can help you find jobs. You know the best sourcing channel for recruiters are referral. So when you work there, you build network, so people know you already. So it would be easier for you.
That's awesome, ma'am. So we still have 8 minutes to go on, and can we only take up another one more questions, ma'am? Is it okay if you want to take one more questions? Yeah.
Sure.
All right, ma'am. So here about questions where asking is that when the most companies will use these data analytics? Is it all the company going to use it, or is it only big companies going to use data analytics?
Well, I think big companies are already using data analytics, right? Most likely, big companies, right? MNCs, I think they're already using data analytics. Well, we have to remember to embark into technology is not cheap, like. It's not cheap. So there's a lot of investment going on here. So smaller companies like SMEs, for example, they may need more time to do so, right? Well, however, I'm sure that to some extent, all the companies have thought about it, and it's just a matter of time where they are ready to invest into technology, right? Because somehow this awareness on big data, it has been the in thing now. People are talking about big data, and I'm sure it's more. But it's just that it's not cheap. You want to invest into robotics or automation or data analytics tools or anything. It's not cheap. But I can iklan a bit lah, actually, Kala. Actually, MIDF, we can help finance automation. We can help finance automation or robotic in manufacturing companies, for example. So you can always contact our business advisory people and ask if we can help, with the financing of automation and technology. Sempat iklan.
Well, that's. I think our committee is going to be happy to hear this, because this is what they want to hear from this kind of opportunity as well, right, ma'am? So before that, ma'am, we also like to thank you, for being tonight with us. Okay, and before we end, do you have any words for our young talent out there, ma'am?
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure, Kalai. My advice to everyone: keep learning. Don't stop learning. Take the challenge, but at the same time, be humble. It's okay to admit your mistake. It's okay to admit you don't know things. Keep learning. Build network. Reach out. Ask questions. There will be a lot of challenges, right? When you first start, you're first starting the new job, or even you are already working, there will be a lot of challenges. Be resilient and do not give up. The most important, keep yourselves healthy and happy. So that is important. Your mental health is also important for you to be a successful person.
All right, that's a wonderful sharing, and we are really inspired hearing from you, ma'am, and it's an honor to have you tonight, right? So thank you again, ma'am, for being with us tonight, and thank you also to the viewers joining us, and don't forget to follow and like us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Zeti will be sharing the link in the comment for you to follow. Hope you enjoy the session, and don't forget to follow up us on the upcoming event. We will have a new event in April talking about cyber security. See you next month. Bye again. Thank you.